In this video, we will be demonstrating troubleshooting with piezo sleep and what kinds of things you should check for before conducting experiments to make sure everything is connected properly. For this demonstration, we will be using the 8-channel calamari and 2 Adaptabase sensors. First, start by inserting the USB plug into your computer and the other end into the calamari. Make sure to fully insert the plug by pushing it in all the way. Then, insert the cables into the sensors and calamari. Be sure to listen for a click when inserting them, to ensure they are fully inserted and cannot go any further. Once you have all the components plugged into the calamari, make sure it is powered on by checking the lights at the bottom. When you open Piezo Sleep, you should be able to see various graphs for the channels in the first panel. To make sure everything is properly plugged in, first, switch to the signal panel to view the graphs for the sensors. Then, tap on the sensors to see if there is any activity being picked up. While doing this, you should see some activity appearing on the screen. Please note that there is a 2-second delay in between tapping. When conducting this tap test, applying a lighter tap will show a low response, whereas a harder tap will show a higher one. If a sensor is plugged into a channel other than 1 through 4, click here to view the next 4 channels. When you are not touching the sensors, the activity graph should be relatively flat, which means there is nothing that is causing the sensors to record any unnecessary data. If there appears to be no response from tapping, then that means something is wrong. The main cause of an issue like this is most likely due to a poor connection between the sensor and the calamari. The problem could be that the cable was not fully inserted or it was slightly dislodged from the sensor. If this was the case for just one of the sensors, then you should be able to conduct the tap test on all other sensors connected to the calamari. If the cable was not fully inserted or slightly dislodged from the calamari, you would get the same results. Remember, listen for a click to ensure they are fully plugged in. Also, it's important to note that the Squidbox and Giant Squidbox units require an external power supply to function correctly. Make sure the power supply is fully inserted into the power jack and that it is securely fastened to the unit using the threaded collar. If it is not securely fastened, this will most likely not cause any issues, but we advise you to fasten the threaded collar for the best possible results and to avoid an accidental dislodgement. Please note that when you disconnect or connect the sensors, the graph will show a sudden spike in activity. When troubleshooting, we recommend disconnecting everything and trying one sensor at a time. Although it is quite rare, the problem could be an issue with the sensor or data acquisition device. Most of the time, it is an issue with the cable from either being a poor connection or simply an issue with the cable itself. If you have any further questions, please visit our website. Thank you.